ignore that. You're in for a treat because this is real life down here. They're just like dancing upstairs or something. I don't know. My son doesn't care about that stuff. He'll sleep on the floor. Ow! So let's move on. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So today I'm really excited about the video because we're going to be doing the basement tour. I'm going to walk you through some of our, preliminary plans. They're all preliminary because obviously things can change as we move forward. But I'm really excited to show you guys the basement and kind of talk about what we're thinking and what we're hoping to do because we're really starting to get the ball rolling here. We need the space. As you guys know, we have 2 older kids. Plus our toddler, so 3 kids total, I guess. And our toddler is in our bedroom right now, which we don't love. So she needs her own space. She'll be 4 this year. And so we need to get going on this project. We've had enough delays. Yeah, we're really, really excited about getting it started. So I'm going to show you the basement. We're going to talk about the areas a little bit. I'm going to try to put up the floor plans that I've drawn. It's not at all to scale, but I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like currently without any of the walls. And then I'm going to go ahead and also show you what we're kind of thinking for the space in terms of the floor plan. Now with, also apologies for any noise you may hear. It is the weekend and my family's home. I actually have help from my eldest recording today, so that's awesome. But if you hear any noises from upstairs, that's my family, so ignore that. We're also in an unfinished basement, as you know, and so there will be noises from the sump pump, possibly the furnace kicking on, things like that. Yeah, so I just wanted to get that kind of disclaimer out of the way. I tried to figure out a microphone again today. It did not work. I'm really struggling in that area, so if the sound quality isn't the best, I do apologize. So, as I've mentioned before, we are going to be doing the bulk of this basement ourselves. We're really excited about doing that, but we will have some help along the way. We do have family members that actually are professionals in the industry. A brother-in-law who owns a construction company. We have an uncle who owns a plumbing company. And then we also have a friend who does a lot of electrical work and is licensed in those areas as well. So we're going to have lots of help with all of the things to make sure things are done properly. So first, before we jump into a lot of the plans of everything, I'm going to go ahead and have my lovely cameraman go ahead and do a big pan of the basement so you can kind of get the overall look of it. And you're in for a treat because this is real life down here. It is a disaster and I'm not going to hide any of that. So I'm going to be real with y'all and show you the whole thing. We've had a couple of floods, which hopefully, knock on wood, we won't have, anytime soon. We fix those kinds of problems, but it is a basement, so it could be inevitable. But we're going to do a quick pan of the basement. I'll pop up what the current square footage is of it and everything for you so you know all that info. Okay, here you go. All right, so also before I go into each individual area and show you the main kind of floor plan that we're thinking will work for the space, I'm going to show you the things that kind of get in the way and why we chose the certain floor plan that we currently have. So first, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the bathroom fittings. So come on over here. I'll do my best because there's some spots where there's belongings. So here we have a tub drain. This is where the tub would have to go. Right down in here, so it's just like a hole in the floor, obviously. And then we have the other little plumbing fittings as well. We've got like, these drains, this drain. Which one the toilet is, my uncle will probably be able to tell me that. I'm not sure, but these are all of the bathroom fittings. So obviously a lot of these things would cost so much more money to move. So this is where obviously the bathroom is going to be, because this is one of those constraints. We can't move these items unless we're planning on spending tons and tons, which we are not. The next one I will show you. So do you see this huge, very huge metal beam that basically holds up our house? There are 2 poles that stand, you know, here and right over here that kind of hold that beam up. And basically, I don't want to wrap those. I don't like the look of wrapping beams and having them just stand in front of your way. I don't like that visual. So we're going to have to figure out how to make this work, because yes, beams can be moved, but I don't want to hire, you know, an engineer to come out here and look at the house and tell us what we could do. And I don't want to have to pay all the money, because they are in the concrete to dig all that up. That'd be much more work than we'd actually want to do. The next kind of constraint that we have is, you probably can already see it a lot, and I can even touch it, which is really sad. So this whole like ducting that's sitting here, I think it's called like, what is it called? I'll put it on the screen. Trunk, I think, but I'll put it on the screen just to be safe. We have all this that comes down under all of the, you know, beams that kind of hold the whole house up as well, the whole floor. And with it being so low, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to be doing. One of those people that we will be hiring out is for the HVAC and things like that. So I don't know if these kinds of things can be moved a little bit here and there or curved around, but we're going to be asking those questions. We might just be stuck with it like this, which kind of is a bummer, to be honest. We've got plumbing and poles that come down as well below all of these things, and all the way down this way. So this is like water stuff. Pretty sure this is like brings in water and this takes it out, you know, like the actual drain part. I'm not positive, so but these are obviously in the way, you know, so that's another thing that kind of hinders where we put things. The next part is actually the windows that we have in the space. So we actually do have 2 windows on opposite sides of the space. These are the egress windows, so the emergency exits. We cannot legally call a room a bedroom down in a basement unless it has one of these windows. And so that kind of ties us to the floor plan that we're planning as well, because we do need the 2 bedrooms down here. So one's gonna have to go over there and one's gonna have to go over there. They're just like dancing upstairs or something, I don't know. Okay. This access panel accesses our crawl space. So obviously we will need to be able to access that area as well. So we cannot block this off. We could probably, you know, make it look prettier, but we can't block it off completely. We'll have to get underneath that portion of the house. It's necessary. We also have to account for all of this type of work here. So we've got furnace and things here, water heater, sump pump, all over in this area. So those are mainly all of the constraints that we have kind of to work around while we finish our basement down here. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you kind of some of the plans for each room and show you sort of what we're thinking for a floor plan. I am also planning on reaching out to the builder of our house. This house was built in 2016, so it's a newer build, and I'm hoping that they can share with me some of the finished basement options that they have for this plan. So that would be really great if I could do that. Okay, let's go and I'll show you where the first bedroom is gonna be. All right, so according to our floor plan, this is going to be that first bedroom. When you walk from the stairs and over to this area, we're just gonna call it my son's room. So this should be Hunter's room. for now. Obviously that could change in the future, but Hunter's room, got your egress window. It's just going to be a typical bedroom, really. I'll put up some mood boards as well through the video as we keep talking, so you can kind of see where my head is in terms of finishing out each space. But for now, it's typical bedroom, right? So it's going to have a bed, it's going to have a closet, wardrobe area, places, you know, for him to be able to put things, blah, blah, blah. And it's a pretty decent space. We're kind of following the concrete lines, to be honest with you. So it will be a big bedroom, hopefully, is the plan. Give him a nice, decent space, you know, for his room, since he's a teenage boy. So I wanted to kind of talk about my plans for the closet wardrobe thing. I don't love just bars, you know, in a closet. I don't find that to be a very functional closet, right? Because then you need extra furniture, like dressers, and all that stuff. I do like the higher end look of a closet that's all nice and built in and has drawers and things that you can place your stuff in really easily and out of the way if you really wanted them to be. If you want a dresser, I mean, get a dresser. But sometimes I feel like you don't have the space in your room for a dresser. Currently, my children's bedrooms upstairs, for instance, don't have space for a dresser. So their dressers sit in their closet. And it would be so much easier to not have to purchase an extra piece of furniture if I could just go ahead and instead build out the closet fully that has drawers and all that kind of stuff in it. So if we did have the ability to do a small walk-in, even if it was just you step in, so more like a step-in closet, that would be great too. And then I do plan on doing like a whole wardrobe situation in there with the drawers and the shelves and the places for your shoes and a place for the hamper, which would be really great. If we can't do that, then imagine like a long wardrobe. But I don't want to do bifold doors that you see in a lot of homes. I don't want to do doors that open into the room because that's obstructive and you can't put things in front of them. Like the cabinet, like a cabinet type of thing for a wardrobe, I feel like wouldn't be as obstructive as big doors, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking if we did a longer wardrobe, either along one wall, one area, what have you, wherever we decide to put it, I want it to be looked like it's built in, like it's meant to be there, obviously, not just like a piece of furniture we stuck there. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for the wardrobes and the closets in the area. You know, my children sleep on twin beds, so I'm not sure how large of a bed we'd be able to get in the space. Maybe we could upgrade them to a full. My son is quite tall, and my eldest is too. They're both taller than me. I'm 5'3" and like a half, and they're both taller than me. My son's 5'8". And my oldest is 5'5", right? Are you 5'5"? 5'7", 5'6"? Yeah, she's 5'6". So they're tall, okay? And I don't think that they'll be living in twin beds forever. So I hope that I'll be able to fit a decent sized bed for them in here as well. That would be really wonderful for them. Have a little bigger bed, you know. I'm going to show you the other bedroom where it will be. Come on. So again, the egress window is on this side. This, where we currently have all this junk, is the other bedroom. So it would be my eldest, be her bedroom. So we're going to call this Novelie's room. And closet, same scenario. But I'm hoping to give them decent sized spaces that they can, you know, kind of spread out in, that are bigger than the rooms that they currently have. So for my oldest's bedroom too, knowing her, she really likes the cozier, like, areas, if you know what I mean, like when she's reading especially. So what I'm thinking, if I can fit that kind of thing in here, how cool would it be to build out a little window seat bench situation in front of the window so that she can have somewhere cozy to like read, you know, if she wants to. I think that would be really lovely. I think she would like it, and it would make it slightly different than the other room, you know, but it also kind of is geared more towards things that she likes. Drawing, writing. She journals a lot, reads a lot, plays music, you know, piano, also listens to a lot of music as well. And so I just feel like she might like a more cozy vibe. My son doesn't care about that stuff. He'll sleep on the floor. My son is more of a gamer, and he would just be like, that would be in his way. I don't think he'd ever use it. He sits mainly on the floor. Like, that's where he just hangs out in his room and does his stuff all over the floor. So he needs more floor space versus where this bedroom, I'm hoping I can get away with a little bit more cozy stuff and things like that. And now, depending on the actual build, maybe that will be where her wardrobe ends up being, is on the other sides of the window seat. So we'll see how it all works. We may not even do a built-in. I might just do like a chaise lounge or something. That could be cool, but we'll see. I'll play with it some more and obviously consult with her and things as well as we design her room, which will be really fun. I am planning on kind of discussing with them what they would like as well. For my son, I kind of know, but I am planning on having like a design meeting when we get to that part of the process. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move you over into where we plan on the living room being. So this area is gonna be a bit tricky, which, you know, what you gonna do? So right now, this is the living room, or will be the living room. It is currently my husband's office. So this will become hopefully a nice little living room, den, comfy, cozy area. A place here where our kids can just kind of hang out, the older two, and get away from the rest of us. So again, this in the way, you know, it's super in the way. We don't have very high ceilings down here, which is really unfortunate. And so we have to kind of figure out how we're going to be able to make a lot of that work in terms of the living room. It's not a huge space, but it's okay. Hopefully I can make it cozy and comfy enough that it'll work out in the end. So sort of what I'm planning for this space also, and I'll be popping up the mood boards for this room too that I have. It's not a ton, just because there's a lot of uncertainties in this area. So if this whole situation is able to be changed, even if we could just push it back a little bit and say we had to have a soffit sort of encase it. If you don't know what a soffit is, it's basically like, here's your ceiling, here's this area that kind of comes down and it's all encased. Sometimes there's stuff in there, sometimes there's nothing in there. You see them a lot, I think, a lot in kitchens. So like above all the cabinetry, you might have that weird squared off soffit all the way around. So I don't know if we'll have to do a soffit or what, but we'll see. Basically, what I would hope to do is completely build out a whole area over here for the TV. So like a big built-in with bookshelves and things like that, like kind of like a library, you know, that sort of vibe, because my children actually love to read. I love to read. I have tons of books. And so I would like to house them in an area and make it comfy enough to where they can come and sit on the couch that we would have here, potentially, you know, a nice kind of sized couch, nothing too crazy, since the area will still be quite small. But we would like for them to be able to play board games on the coffee table, read books if they want, so they're not cooped up in their bedrooms to read, and they could store their books out here too. We could just have a whole family library out here, which I think would be quite nice. And then, you know, a nice sized television would be nice as well. So you get the idea of a library wall built-in TV thing, right? This also is used as our home gym right now. So we're hoping that we can move that somewhere else, which I'll show you. It's one of my favorite areas, but I'll show you that at the end. Also in this living room space, which will be cool, we're planning sort of a kitchenette if we have the space again. So again, as you saw before, we have these two areas here. So we're really hoping that we can build a kitchenette here, like just a small one. We would like a mini fridge down here for the kids to house some drinks, waters, things like that. We would like an in the cabinet microwave situation so they can cook their little snacks and stuff that they would like. and a sink, you know, to wash all their dishes and stuff that they have down here. We're really trying to create that separate space because they are teenagers. My son here in like a week turns 14, and my oldest will be 16 this year. So we want to give them their own sort of private space, which I think they would enjoy. And that includes like a kitchenette, so they don't have to feel like they need to come upstairs to have a snack or something while they're doing their homework or what have you. So I'm planning on some simple cabinetry that I would build, putting in a nice, probably on the smaller side, if you think tiny home, just a small sort of sink, microwave, and mini fridge. I don't know yet if we'll do upper cabinets or not, simply because where this is and where we are planning for the wall to be as the hallway, I might have to kind of encase this to make it look like cabinetry, just so that way it kind of looks like it fits. So we'll see how this little spot kind of comes together, but that's my hopes for it, to give the kids that extra little option as well. And then possibly if I can fit on the end, I might do a sort of tiny peninsula so they have a place to sit and eat their food as well, sort of like a table, because we won't have the space to put an actual table. That way they don't have to feel like they have to sit on the couch and eat at the coffee table, even if they want to while they're watching TV, but they could have like just a tiny little thing maybe. And then if they have friends over as well, you know, that would be kind of nice too. I think that'd be kind of nice. All right, so really fast, we'll talk about this spot. So as you can see, the door that leads into the basement is here. We're hoping to open this up to just being open and not having a door to access the basement. We do want it to just feel like a continuous space from, you know, our living room to the downstairs. So we just don't want to have a door. And by removing this wall that we're hoping to remove, by removing this wall, it kind of makes the entrance to the basement just a little bigger. So that's kind of what we're hoping for this area to give us. Ow! It can give us a little decor moment, you know, like a little vignette moment, which would be really nice. And then we would move the door area to here to block off the actual, so it would be just a continuous wall this way versus having one here. So we'd hopefully move a door here to block off this area a little bit, because we have a sump pump here as well. We need to kind of keep this area just the way it is, not really building it out much or anything, but being able to block it off so you can't really see in here, and hopefully it'll make it a little quieter too for the rest of the house. Putting in some insulation to block the noise coming from here to over there. So if you come this way a little bit, camera person, sump pump. So you might have seen this area a few times actually, because of Christmas decorations are stored over here. I also store a ton of my craft stuff right now over here. It also houses some of our home decor that I've thrifted just so I can keep it separate from some of the other ones that I'll be planning on selling and all that kind of stuff or giving away. And then in the next video, you'll see this area as well, because this is where I keep a lot of our little seedlings as they grow, because I have a whole situation set up to automatically turn on and off the lights and things like that for them. So this area will probably stay pretty much how it is. I mean, so you've got the water heater, furnace and everything all over here, drain on the floor, you know, for all that stuff. We're not going to build this area out much at all. I'll show you the other side of it on the other side of the furnace here as well. So if we go this way. Okay, so this is the other side. Crawl space, other side from over there. Okay, right now it currently houses a ton of our tools and things like that. My husband's beer making supplies, because he does brew beer, or he used to. He hasn't been able to get back into it quite yet. So we've got kegs over here. We've got lots of house stuff too. This is where I keep a lot of like the old fixtures or the, you know, old faucets that I've already replaced, doorknobs and stuff like that. I like to keep it all together right here because I am planning on hopefully donating a lot of that to Habitat for Humanity. So yeah, I've got paints, extra paints, things like that. all just over here. So we're also gonna have this blocked off. So imagine a wall here and then probably another doorway here as well, so we can still access this side of the area. You can walk through around the water heater and the furnace, so there may not end up being a door here, but we've thought about possibly putting one here. But yeah, so this will all be blocked off and left alone, mostly. Okay. Right next to it, we have underneath the stairs. So basically, I want to make a small closet. I do not want to have a whole huge closet here. I don't think that makes sense functionally. I feel like that could be wasted space, right? So I'm thinking of making it smaller, or shorter. So bringing it up, having a wall here, and then shelves. We have tons of board games, as you know, if you've seen most of, the entryway. I've talked about how many board games we have, so I would love to house a lot of our board games in here if we can. Potentially get power in this area for charging electronics even. Maybe we'll do a drawer to charge electronics in the built-in that I talked about for the living room. Something like that, but I would love to have that kind of stuff closed off. That would be really great. Kids have laptops from school they have to charge every night, so it'd be nice to just have a spot that they can always put that stuff, and not have to like crowd their room with it if they didn't want to. So let's talk about the stairs actually and what we would do with the space behind the closet. All right. Underneath the stairs, might have to sit on the bed. Underneath the stairs, closet on that end. Okay, so if you imagine these areas here, how they're open, I want to utilize this space for more storage capabilities. So I love, and I'll put up inspo pictures here really quick as well. I love being able to have the ability to maybe pull it out like a drawer and push it back in, but it all goes with whatever, it just flows back into the wall. Basically, just so we can store more things, blankets, pillows, sleeping bags. We have lots of stuff like that. So I'd love to just be able to pull it, and it would work all the way from under the stairs is the idea, all the way to the bottom of the framing and pull it out, and you have that whole area. And then it would just get smaller as we move down towards the bottom of the stairs. So each little compartment here, you can't see this side because I have my shelves over here, but each little compartment here would be a drawer that we could pull out. It would kind of obstruct the hallway, which we'll get to next a little bit, but I just feel like it'll utilize the space a lot better than making it just an empty hole underneath the stairs. And it just makes more sense to me. Okay, so let's move on out to the hallway. All right, so these shelves won't be here. Obviously, stairs are on that side, door. This will be the hallway. So it is small, but my plan and my husband's plan is to enclose all of the piping and things here. And it should be enough space in the hallway for a normal size hallway, like 3 foot, right? To be able to walk. And then when the stairs end over there, that'll be the end of the hallway. So it won't be a crazy long hallway. And then it'll open up into the living room on that side. So that's kind of the plan, is it won't be too big of a hallway, but it's not going to be so long that it's like, hopefully. And what we're also hoping is when we frame the basement, we're going to really be strategic and try to place the framing to where it goes that way, like the edge really butts up this way. So it gives us that more, as even though it's like inches, just that small amount of space, so that we can just drywall, just have that be all the way as much as we possibly can, the hallway go that way. So that way we can have enough space to walk through here. With all this stuff, it's a little hard to visualize the amount of space that we'll have, but we're hoping it'll be a good enough space to just have a small hallway. And then it'll be open on that side, like I said, and open on that side is the plan, if we can remove that wall, like we said. Now, there will be a door that leads into my son's room along this hallway. There will be a door that leads into my eldest's room door into the bathroom and a door into one of my other rooms that I can't wait to talk about, the home gym. I'm so excited about that. And we'll talk about the doors a little bit as well, because I don't know if there'll be a couple of them, maybe pocket doors, so they don't open up into the hallway. Obviously the rooms on the bedrooms will open into the rooms, so those can be regular doors. You know, and the bathroom too should open into the bathroom as well, but we're gonna plan out the doors. I don't have an exact plan for every door, but it will be a hallway of doors, a wall of doors on this side. So if you can see the pole here on this side, this would be the view of the hallway, as much as you can tell anyway, of the hallway going that way. So right here will be where tiny hallway ends and opens up, right? So hopefully we can make it feel okay. You get the idea. Okay, it's a hallway. I mean, there's nothing really. Let's move on to the spaces I'm the most excited for, design-wise. Those mood boards were the first I got done, like, you know, real fast. So, okay, we're gonna do bathroom first. All right, so this would be the bathroom area. We'll make sure that the walls have a decent amount of insulation as well, so that way bathroom noises can be a little quieter. I don't like when people can hear me go into the restroom, so I want to try to make this space a little quieter as much as I can. We're gonna have a double vanity in here, so each child gets their own sink, which I think will be really nice. We're hoping to do a linen closet inside the bathroom as well, so that way there's a place for towels and stuff. We don't have to go all the way upstairs into the linen closet to get towels. I'm really hoping that we can have enough space in this area after the walls are built to have a freestanding tub, but like a Japanese style. So more round and tall with glass panel in front of it, because I don't love curtains. So I want to be able to see all the way to the end. I'm very excited about the design of the bathroom because I really want it to be very like spa-like, very just comfortable. You want to relax in it as much as possible. That's what I want. So we're gonna have toilet, obviously need toilet and a potty room. Now, let me just tell you too, most of the paint in this area will be light and bright because it's a basement and it's already dark and we don't have enough natural light down here. So when we put in all the recessed lighting, because there will be a lot to make it nice and bright, I want the lighting to kind of bounce off of everything, so that way you can actually see and you don't feel like you're in a cave. So that's kind of the plan. So if you're wondering why everything has sort of a white beigey color palette, that's why. I want to keep it white, I want to keep it bright, but not boring, hopefully, is the idea. I would really love to do like the little rocks stone floor for the tile. I like micro cement. I really love spaces and bathrooms that are essentially covered in Tadillac. It's all waterproof, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm hoping to do a lot of that in this space, so that way we don't have to worry about super hot, steamy showers, kind of peeling the walls and the paint off. I would love to do some of that in the space. I would love to have behind the vanities some nice fluted tile potentially, which you'll see an image of in the mood board as well. I'm just really excited about this bathroom and I want it to be really wonderful and nice. This will probably be the last room that we finish because bathrooms are so expensive, and we're going to have to I'll probably see if I can't get my uncle to come here. Like I said, he owns a plumbing company, so I'll need to see what all I could use in this space, because the toilet that I would like, I do not want one that has a tank on the back. I do like higher end toilets. I like the tankless ones or the wall ones that have like the buttons on the walls. Love those. But with our current fittings, I don't know what I could use. I don't know what I could work with. So I'll have to do the research on a lot of that stuff. The last space that we do down here will be the bathroom. And until we get that finished, the kids will probably be using the one upstairs. which will suck for a little while, but hopefully it'll be all worth it in the end. We will frame out the space, obviously, we'll wall it up and things like that, but we probably won't move forward on that until the very end. I really am excited about this home gym. If we can fit it, it's gonna be wonderful and I'm gonna love it. So come on. All right, so we are standing in what I would hope to be the home gym. My husband and I, we've been to gyms and things like that. It's easier for us to work out at home and we kind of like it better, to be honest. So what we're thinking is it's going to be kind of a long, narrow space, right? It's going to be on one side of a bedroom. The other side's going to have a bathroom on it. And you could totally use this as a little storage room. But here's my plan, because it is such a small space. We don't want it to feel crowded or like we're going into a closet to work out. So depending on how big we can actually make it, how wide, I'm hoping to put a whole wall of mirrors on one side, which will already make the room and the light bounce off and the reflection make the room feel wider. I'm planning on doing some paneling, I think. You know, just some all the way across the ceiling and down this way, and making it long this way will create that illusion that the room is long. So I just want to try and see what we can do with the space visually to make it feel a little bit bigger in here, even though it's not. And then we'll kind of strategically place our workout equipment. I would like to have a television in here. We want to have some place to put like towels and stuff because I'm sweating, obviously. Like I said, we have a stationary bike. It's not a huge one, but so we're gonna probably be angling a lot of our equipment in the room as well, whether that be one way or the other. That's kind of what we're thinking. My husband and I would love the idea of having some small, skinny French doors, potentially that open up into the space, and we would like the top half to have some glass element to it so that we can see into the workout space, which, you know, just kind of, I like that idea a lot. So we're hoping that we'll be able to have a space we can come in and work out at home, which would be really great, especially if it's comfortable. And hopefully it'll be nice and aesthetically pleasing, which I like. So I'm really excited about this space as well and getting it designed and perfect. We'll have gym flooring on the floor, but we'll see. We'll see what I can find. Like I said, the mood board, you clearly probably have seen. All the images that I got are just from Pinterest and stuff. For all of my mood boards, it's where I go for a lot of inspiration on like the finished design. Now let's kind of just talk about a little bit while I'm standing here and I still have you, some of the finishings that we'll be doing in the space too. I do want to have carpet in the kids' rooms and potentially in the living room. Now, a lot of people will say don't use carpet in a basement because of flooding, right? We are planning on hopefully taking the extra mile and waterproofing our entire basement. So that hopefully will create a barrier, because this is just concrete. Concrete is porous, water can come up through it. Totally get that. But I'm hoping that we can waterproof everything and create that barrier layer between that and the carpet, and then minimize the actual risk of everything getting ruined. I don't want a high pile carpet either. I would like one that's more low pile. I'll put up a little image. I did go with my mom to Home Depot just to kind of look at some options that they might have, and they have some really beautiful, like 100% wool, which I would like, or even 100% cotton. That's a nice low pile and has a cool movement to them for the floors in the basement. I also am planning on skim coating all of the walls down here myself as well to have the smooth finish. And we may also have some molding that happens. So we'll see where that goes. And that's clearly way down the line in terms of finishing the basement. Lighting and stuff, a lot of it's probably going to be recessed lighting because the ceilings are not crazy tall. We're not going to have a whole lot of drop down. We're not going to have a whole lot of places that we're going to be able to put, you know, a ceiling light, unless it's super flush mount, you know, and kind of on the thinner side. So I'll be playing with some lighting options as well when we get there. I'm really hoping that we can get a lot of the ducting to work out really nicely through the walls and stuff too. I'm going to show you all of this. I'm going to tell you everything we're doing every step of the way of finishing the basement. I'm going to tell you what we're doing, why we're doing it, all of it. So I'm really excited as this series grows, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful finished basement at the end. Now, it's going to be a lot of work, and we realize that, and we're for it. So I'm going to share all of it with you. We're probably going to do a little extra that maybe some people will do as well, just to have that extra layer of protection, just to have that extra layer of, you know, quality is what we're hoping. My husband and I are very similar in that way. We like to really dive deep into everything that we could have. This is the dream big stage of this whole designing of the basement. We want it done right, we want it done well, and we're gonna make mistakes, so we will share those too. But I really am excited to get this basement project going and share it with all of you. So I hope you really love this video, and I hope that you kind of see, and it kind of gets you excited for the plans moving forward for the basement as we design. Like I said, a lot of it is preliminary. As we keep going and learn new things, things might change, and who knows, maybe you'll have a whole new floor plan in front of you if I can get a hold of the builders and we see a better one. But for now, the one that I showed you is really just the only one that my husband and I can really think of for the space due to the constraints that we already have here. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a couple Tuesdays. Bye.